What's so special about Hero Bread's soft, fluffy, and delicious breads, buns, and tortillas? Hero Bread serves up 0 to 1 grams of net carbs, 5 to 11 grams of protein, and high fiber in every delicious serving. Made with natural ingredients, Hero Bread supports gut health, promotes weight management, and helps maintain blood sugar. Hero also drops other limited edition ultra-low net carb goodies like rich, flaky croissants and buttery brioche slider rolls. Head to hero.co to shop today.
Ooh, I know this is a trying time for you. This is a trying time for me. But, Cozy Womb Podcast has to still push through. I've been pushing through for the past, 4 months. This has not been the summer of my life. I did not enjoy this summer. If you want to call it that. I'm not enjoying, scanning in homework and emailing it to teachers. I'm not enjoying that. Class Duo is on pivot. Google Classroom is on pivot. Alerts is coming on my phone. I'm always checking the news. I don't know what's going on. This election is going to be wild. It's just a wild time. And I just want you guys to know that I am here with you. Thank you for tuning back into Cozy Moon Podcast for Season 9. Give me a clap for Season 9. Yes. Hey guys, welcome to Cozy Moon Podcast. My name is Shan, Mama of the Girls. This is Season 9, Episode 13, Maneuvering Through Emotions. Super important. I think we all need to teach our kids how to work through their emotions, okay? Good or bad. Our kids need to know how to manage and work through their feelings, especially when they're out in public without us, whether it's school, the playground, or around other parents. That way they're safe, the other kids are safe, and they can really communicate what they need from a next person, and it won't be a big deal. It won't be, we have to call security. It won't be punish them for feeling something and not knowing how to communicate it. And I think that's super important. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
Hey, it's Anya Dula, and I am the host of Intercultured with Anya Dula. Intercultured with Anya Dula is a podcast that focuses on motherhood, culture, birth work, and travel. And it's just a place for women to come together to discuss our philosophies on motherhood, to discuss our work and birth work, if that's what we do, but mainly to bring women of all different cultures together so that we can talk about how we mother, how we #do motherhood, so that we can learn from one another and learn to love each other. That's really what it's all about. I hope you'll join us. Intercultured with Anya Dula podcast is available on all the major podcast stations. I hope you'll join us. Can't wait to connect.
Hey, if you're enjoying the show, thank you. I appreciate it. You can also find cool, cute Cozy Womb gear on the Cozy Womb shop. It's on Teespring, teespring.com/stores/cozy-womb-shop. And you'll find hoodies, t-shirts, what do you call those? Fanny packs, mugs, everything that I want to give all of my listeners and my supporters during the show is on there for you guys to purchase, okay? I appreciate every penny because every penny does go towards helping my family, especially during a pandemic where I physically can't be out of my house during the week because my children have virtual school. So if you want to support Cozy Womb Podcast, you can support through you getting a little something, and also I getting a little something on the backside. So thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting Cozy Womb Podcast, and thank you for supporting teespring.com. Peace.
Here we go.
Back to the show.
Thank
Thank you guys for checking out Cozy Womb Shop. t-shirts, hoodies, mugs. Most of the things on there right now are for fall and winter. And I think there's a sweatshirt on there for some kids if you want to get the kids a sweatshirt. I'm going to work on some hoodies this week. But for today's show, I want parents to know and I want kids to understand how we can teach our kids to work through their sadness, anger, fear, and excitement in a way where it doesn't invade other people's space, it doesn't stop a teacher from teaching, and it doesn't disrupt an event or a situation. And when I think about teaching a kid how to work through their emotions or their feelings, I have to start with, does your family have some sort of stability in some type of faith, in some type of moral code or understanding or standard or value? Does your family believe in a higher power? Because I feel like believing in something that is greater than yourself helps a human being, an adult, and also a child understand that everything is not about them. There's something greater than who they are. There's someone watching to see if they're doing things correctly. There's someone watching to see if they're behaving themselves. And there's somebody willing to protect them, like a higher power, a higher being. And I think that kind of balances out rage, anger, sadness, loneliness, and fear. Okay? That's what we need to start with. And then step one for parents to do and kids to do is acknowledge that you're feeling something. Acknowledge that something feels different. My hands feel tingly. My throat feels heavy, or my chest feels weird. And talk to them about your own feelings at home. Like, I remember when I was riding my bike and I fell off for the first time. This is what I felt. I remember when my first pet died and I cried because I was sad. When they hear and they see you talking through your feelings, whether or not you're physically right now at this moment feeling that, they're going to be more prepared for if that happens to them or if they have to go through a feeling of sadness, of joy, of fear. Okay? So we have to acknowledge that your child is feeling something and talk to your kid about acknowledging the fact that they're not okay. Step 2 is don't shut down. Teach your child not to shut down. Don't shut down in front of your kid. If your kid sees you crying or you're angry, your child should be able to say, Mom, Dad, do you need something? Is there something I could do? Do you want to be alone? What can we do to help? And you should be that person for your kid, okay? A teacher should be that person for a child. It shouldn't be, oh, you're disrupting the class, get out. Or, oh, you're misbehaving, I'm telling your mom. It shouldn't be straight punishment. Let's focus on what's happening right now and what transpired to allow this child to feel this way, okay? And I understand that there's 20-something kids in a classroom and it's hard to go ahead and dedicate that moment. But sometimes I feel like kids are in a classroom where the teacher's challenge is, how can I get through this lesson versus how can I treat this child like a small individual that's not an expert at going through their feelings and help them through it while trying to teach this class. It is balance, it is work, but that's why you're a teacher, okay? I think we shouldn't shut down in front of our kids because also that is an example for them to shut down. That gives them the okay because they see mom and dad do it. Step 3, talk to me about how you feel. Make your child feel comfortable talking to you about how they feel. If you want them to stop crying, tell them, I want to help you, but you have to stop crying so I can understand you, okay? I want to understand what's going on. I want to understand how I can help. Sometimes, I know for me, when something happened, if I fell, if I hurt myself, or if I was embarrassed, the best thing you can do as a parent or as an adult or as another kid is not notice. Okay? Not notice. Allow me to collect myself, to get up and come to you for help. Like, you have to allow me to go ahead and do that, because if you don't allow me to go ahead and do that, you're just going to make the situation more of a big issue, more of a big problem. And I do not like a lot of attention when things happen like that. I do not like all eyes on me. I've never been that kid, and I'm definitely not that woman at 33 as a mother. I don't like all eyes on me. That's just not me. So the more attention you give me when I'm feeling embarrassed or when I'm feeling sad or angry or hurt myself, the worse the cry was, okay? So sometimes kids just need a moment. But you'll know what kind of kid you have by what works. So it's really going to be like trial and error. Step 4, be honest and let your child know that they can be honest. You don't have to worry about how I'm going to feel about what you say. But what you do need to do is be in control of how you react. I think a lot of kids don't know how to communicate their feelings. So they might hit things, they might throw things, they might kick, they might scream. And that's just something you cannot do in a classroom. That's something you cannot do in a store. And that's something you cannot do to teachers, principal, policeman, someone that's trying to help you after you hurt yourself. Like, that's not fair, that's not right. And people are in a certain position around a child to help. Okay? So help your child know that this is things that you can do if you feel this, and these are things that you cannot do. Step 5 is allowing your child to understand what words mean what. Happy face, smiley face. That's why they do that in kindergarten. I know from my first grader, they're doing that now, where at the beginning of the lesson, they ask them, like, how was your weekend? And they get to pick, like, what face matches their weekend, or how do you feel today? And they get to pick that. So now, as your kid gets older, they need to go ahead and verbalize with you. I feel mad. I feel sad. I feel happy. I feel scared. I feel lonely. I feel confused. It's called identifying your feelings. If your child cannot identify their own feelings, it's going to be a harder time trying to come to grips with what the solution is. Okay? What can I do if I can't identify what's going on with you? Step 6, teach your child to remember that everybody gets hurt, everybody feels joy, everybody gets angry, but it's about how you react to it. What do you do with it? Okay? There's certain things that are acceptable and there's certain things that are not acceptable. I tell my 6-year-old all the time, like, you could get mad, you could get angry, you can do stuff because it's funny to you and your friends, but sometimes if it's not the right time in school or around other adults, you might get in trouble for it. And the way that you get in trouble can be worse than your friends getting in trouble that are a different skin tone than you. They might do something and get a warning, and you might do something, get sent to the principal office, or they might call security because your skin is brown. And that's the reality of the world we live in today. Brown-skinned children and the darker skin that your child is, the treatment is a bit more harsh and brutal than someone of a lighter complexion. That is how it is in America. I'm not sure how it is where you live at, because I do have listeners overseas in different countries, but predominantly in America, there are states that'll go ahead and call police to arrest your child because of their behavior. So I tell her all the time, you have to carry yourself and act a certain way when I'm not around in public with other people to calm yourself down compared to other kids in the classroom. That's just how it is. It shouldn't be like that, but that's just how it is. That's the reality of the situation. Step 7, let your kid know that they can take a break or come back to a room or a space when they're not so upset. I think kids should have the option of excusing themselves to calm down, collect their thoughts, and you as a parent need to teach your child, because it's not fair for a teacher to have to introduce this. You as a parent need to teach your child how to count backwards from 10, how to bend over and release their hands and not ball up their fists, how to go to the bathroom and wash their face and relax and breathe and take their time and calm themselves down. A teacher shouldn't have to stop a whole lesson with other children because your child is not able to calm themselves down during the lesson. It's just not fair. Okay? Step 8, do not allow your child to find comfort in suppression. Let me say this one more time. Do not allow your child to find comfort in suppression. If you know or you see a child being embarrassed, picked on, or bullied, or a child is telling you that someone pushed them, keeps picking on them, you keep hearing this name of this kid over and over and over again, help your child, because them telling you is a cry for help. Okay? Kids are not just telling you things about certain people over and over again that bothers them for fun and giggles. They want you to do something about it. Okay? So, suppression of feelings and all of those things can go ahead and simmer within a child and become outbursts later on. Unsolved issues with children turn into unsolved issues with adults. Okay? And that anger could get the best of them, and they could be stressed, and their attention to learning could be lessened because they're focusing on the fact that they feel this thing and they don't know how to communicate it or release it. Okay? Don't let them suppress. And you shouldn't be suppressing anything, because any habit a child sees is a repeated habit. Step 9, teach your kids to focus on solutions, not the problem. I think it's easier in life to focus on the problem than it is a solution. A solution takes brain work. It takes calming down. It takes relaxing. It takes walking away and coming back to it. Being angry about the fact that your pencil broke and your pencil's broken and you can't do this and I can't draw this and I'm going to be late because I need to finish my work. See how it's balling up to negativity? Positivity would be, okay, my pencil broke. Let me ask if I can borrow someone's pencil. Let me see if I have another pencil in my bag. You know, options, solutions, things that can help quickly. Okay? Step 10, please, please, please let your kids know that going through their feelings is okay. Processing their feelings is okay. They shouldn't be embarrassed because they're crying. They shouldn't be embarrassed because they're angry. They shouldn't be embarrassed because someone is clapping for them and excited for them and proud of them. They should be able to stand there, smile, and say thank you. Okay? Some kids get really embarrassed and don't know how to take congratulations, a thank you, or a compliment, and they get really embarrassed. And that too can turn into anger because they don't like the attention. I was like that. Okay? But for the most part, from this episode, I really want parents to understand that kids need to feel like it's okay to be honest with you, and they need to feel like it's okay to share their thoughts with you and their feelings, and they need to learn how to. And if they don't know, you need to ask them. Okay? It shouldn't be something that you're finding out within the situation. You know how parents go, oh, I know my kid, or I don't think they would do that, or I know he didn't do that because he doesn't do that at home. There's a lot of things that your kids do not do at home that they do in public. And to be honest, a lot of parents do not know their kid. They know of their children, okay? I have all open doors in here. So I'll hear things. I like to overhear the girls talking to each other. I like to overhear arguments. I like to see who's being more petty. I like to hear the truth and then them come to me with a lie, and then I point it out and be direct with them. And I like to point out when they think they're getting one over on me. Because if I don't point it out, they're going to think that they can use that with anybody, and that's not correct. And sometimes the reality is, no matter what you teach your kids will do what they want. Just give them the tools and pour into them and pray over them and hope that they choose the right option. But kids more than likely end up doing what they want. some of them. So I hope you have a kid that wants to listen up and learn something. But thank you for listening to Cozy Womb. Peace.